Bill here with TANDEMKROSS, making good guns great. You might be wondering what I'm doing out here in the middle of the woods in the dead of winter bringing this farmer character back, especially since my green spring patch is looking a little sad right now. Well, we're not doing any farming today. We're foraging, like the hunter-gatherer tribes of old. We're going to look for some wild greens. Say you're out in the woods, hunting with your Ruger 1022, looking for small game. And lately, you've been feeling like maybe your magazines aren't feeding rounds as well as they could. You've been getting some jams, things aren't working quite right. You're thinking maybe you need to replace your springs. Well, if you dig around in the undergrowth, you might just find some wild, fresh and delicious green springs for Ruger 1022 by TANDEMKROSS. Every time you fully load one of your 1022's rotary mags, you wear down its spring's output torque a little more. You can see how much more compressed an old one is if you put it side by side with a fresh one. Rip that dirty old thing out and replace it with a green spring. TANDEMKROSS's green springs are made from missile wire, which helps them retain their shape and springiness for longer, which will help your mags function better for longer too. Now, a rotary mag is a slightly different animal than the stacked magazines that most of our other green springs are for. So I'm going to show you how to install the 1022 green spring in your 1022 mag.
First of all, TANDEMKROSS makes a tool that I think you'll find very helpful, the 1022 magazine assembly tool. You can get the same results with a regular 9/64 Allen wrench and needle nose pliers, but this tool makes it way easier, and it's what I'll be using in the video. You'll need needle nose pliers regardless, and we also suggest eye protection as this install involves parts that are under spring pressure. To start, grab the Allen wrench that comes with your takedown tool and use it to unscrew this hex screw at the base of the magazine. When you do unscrew it, it might unwind itself kind of forcefully, so be sure not to lose any parts. Take everything apart, including pushing the hex nut out of this end plate and pulling the spring out from inside the red follower. Now grab your new green spring. You'll see that the green spring has one end that sticks straight up and one end that sticks kind of out to the side. Put the end that sticks straight up into the longer end of the red central follower. Once it's as inserted as you can get it with your finger, use needle nose pliers to maneuver the end that's sticking out to the side into this tiny little hole on the side of the red follower piece. Once you're successful, you'll be able to see the end of the spring sticking into that hole from the inside if you look at it from the outside. Once the green spring is in place, you can reassemble the magazine. Set the follower component spring side up in the housing with the large tab pointing out the opening. Then install the metal feed ramp. There are alignment studs on each end. The larger stud points towards the bottom and the small stud points up. Then snap the cover on top of the mag. Now grab this plastic cylinder piece, the spring lifter from your mag assembly kit, insert it into the hole on the triple cross on the side that the spring isn't sticking out of. It will push the spring up slightly and make the next step possible. Grab that hex nut from before and insert it into the nut holder. On the bottom of the hex nut, there is a tiny little hole that the end of the spring sticking out of the mag goes into. Once the nut is on the spring, hold everything together and pull the spring lifter out. And swap it for the hex bolt. Now you'll have to hold the hex bolt in place, which I recommend doing by inserting the Allen wrench and using your finger to trap that in place. And then twist the nut holder about 1.5 turns clockwise to tension the spring. Once you get it that far, push it into the mag and continue turning, and the nut will pop into the hex-shaped cutout on the mag and out of the nut holder. Then you can use the Allen wrench to tighten down the hex bolt. Once it's tight, I recommend pushing the follower with the Allen wrench to make sure that there's enough spring tension. If the follower doesn't come back at all or seems to come back kind of limply and lazily, you may have to disassemble the mag again and reassemble it to make sure that you tension it enough. But if everything seems like it's working properly, then you're done.
As always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions about this video, be sure to let me know in the comments. And don't forget to click like and subscribe and the little bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you get notifications whenever we upload new content. You can also find us elsewhere on the internet like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And of course, you can find these green springs, a whole bunch of other green springs, and a whole bunch of other products for a wide variety of guns at www.tandemkross.com. Thanks, see ya.